And on March the 16th, we came out to complete utter devastation on our farm. And that was dead sheep, dead ewes and baby lambs all over the field. Utter devastation, like something out of a horror movie. We called the emergency vet. It's the worst attack that he's actually seen in his profession. But the point is, this attack happened and it was unnecessary and it just shouldn't have happened. It's so preventable.
I'm Jane Stacey, I'm a dog trainer and I'm a member of the Kennel Club. It's never possible to guarantee that a dog won't attack or worry sheep. All animals are unpredictable, not just dogs, but yes, certainly if you're out in the country, you can't predict what your dog's going to do, no matter how well trained it is. Every owner, when they're out with a dog, needs to have certain commands for the safety and the safety of those around them. They've got to be really strong commands, not just come back. It's got to be the best thing since sliced bread. Fido, come on, where are we going? And a leave it. Because if your dog's over there sniffing something or has ran off to livestock, leave it. You could follow the leave it, wait, and get your dog immediately back on the lead under control.
So that was a BBC report that came out earlier in the week regarding livestock worrying and the farmers there that have endured catastrophic losses and had to deal with absolutely heartbreaking aftermath of dogs that have devastated their flock. What follows that, it obviously goes without saying that both myself and anybody I know, Association of Responsible Dog Owner members, have every sympathy and pledge to do everything, continue to do everything that we possibly can to ensure responsibility, effective stewardship, control and management of our dogs around your animals. I absolutely guarantee you that, with full support of the farming community in that instance. What's really interesting here is that when the Kennel Club trainer, I don't know the person, so let's take the person aside and let's look at the policy, let's look at what is being promoted and advocated from the Kennel Club or on behalf of the Kennel Club by this trainer. She comes forward and she actually accepts that a dog could be off sniffing something or running off to chase livestock. So that's the first time really that I think I've heard the Kennel Club admit that dogs, when they're out walking, do run off and chase livestock. And so you've got a trainer here that's advising people on how to deal with that. And this is an important aspect. So we've got the recall, and it's not just about come, it's about Fido, come here, you know, look what I've got. We're going this way, and it's got to be the best thing since sliced bread. And this is the problem, right? Because what if it isn't? Fido's already shot off after the livestock because that's the best thing since sliced bread, and Fido's been with you until that point. So if you're the best thing since sliced bread because you put some recalls in or you've trained Fido to recognise the fact that you're the best thing since sliced bread, Fido theoretically shouldn't bugger off after a wholemeal uncut loaf because he's got sliced bread here. But that isn't the way it works, and the Kennel Club know that, which is why this trainer, at least this trainer's being honest to an extent, is going on and saying we also need to have other commands. In this instance, a leave it and a wait. Right? There's a few things I just want to quickly talk about with this. With the leave it, first of all, if you're a non-aversive organisation, if you're an organisation that believes in presenting something that the dog desires and requires is the ultimate and only way to ensure control over that dog when it's off lead in terms of responding to commands that you've taught it, then why are you having to say, leave it? Why are you having to put it across like that? Why don't you just go, leave it? And the dog should come back, because theoretically, if you're talking about cue response outcome associations, it doesn't matter how you put it across. But this is why I say at least this individual is honest enough to admit that sometimes you need grit in there. But I absolutely guarantee you that grit will not work through simply being associated with a uh-oh, unlucky, timeout, withhold the reward, you don't get your toy. Something's got to happen as a result of that. And this is where some honesty and integrity needs to come in from these influential organisations that are in a position to be able to actually affect a change in people's mindsets over their dog ownership and the control and responsible stewardship and management of those dogs when they are out in rural locations. It isn't just rural locations, but let's focus on rural locations. And there's another thing. So when we're showing in this video that what is being taught is that the dog is coming towards, we're saying leave it and then wait towards the dog that's crossing a garden towards us. Listen, dogs don't chase after livestock towards you. They're going that way, fast, faster than you've probably recognised. And by the time you have recognised it, they're generally further than your garden's length away from you. Now, holding up your hand and saying wait to a dog that's facing you, given that they're contextual learners and they think in patterns, isn't going to mean a great deal to the arse end of one that's tearing off to remove the throat or the bowels from some innocent animal in the distance. So why don't we actually be honest and realistic about what we're saying? Yes, get your dog coming back, but there must be a consequence of not coming back, as well as a consequence of successfully doing so. Yes, get your dog to stop and to wait upon command. I put a video up yesterday of a German Shepherd doing just that, out of sight in a load of gorse bushes. When I say stay, it means stay. Plonk your backside down, don't move until I join you. Nothing wrong with teaching that whatsoever, but I will tell you something, it absolutely wasn't taught by withholding my attention, withholding food, or withholding some reward that you would associate with getting had you performed the behaviour correctly. There has to be a consequence, and we're talking about lives when we're talking about this. So Kennel Club, I can't ask you directly because you've banned me on social media outlets because I've asked you questions before that you're either unprepared or unable to answer, which in itself throws your integrity right into a spotlight. So I would ask you, how in hell do you expect holding my hand up to a dog coming towards me in a garden and telling it to wait and then going forward and giving it a piece of food is in any way reflective of a dog tearing off lead after livestock to cause devastation? How do the two correspond? What are your training steps to go from there to there? Otherwise, you're just teaching people something that exists in some sort of Disneyfied fantasy land, but will fail them when they get into reality. And that lacks integrity.